great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The weirdest thing smoking on the internet. The PodHeads Web Show.
Yes, sir. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on another hashtag Weed Wednesday. And of course, you are in the cipher with the PodHeads.
Right,
it's your commander-in-chief, Frank the Tank. And as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up? What's up?
Big Ace.
Yo, what it do, what it is, what it be like. It's the PodHeads. We in the building.
That's right.
Yes. And true to form, we're back. Like we said, every
Here.
Weed Wednesday. We won't fail you, folks.
Never.
Shout out real quick, WJHM102jams.com. You can catch these episodes a week later. So if you missed this one, don't worry. Every Weed Wednesday, WJHM.com, as well as all kinds of other cool and interesting content shows out there. They're doing big things. So make sure you check those guys out. I think we play as well on Steel Waves Radio. So shout out to those guys. Also, mainly though, the podheads.com, man. Go out there, check it out. We're having an issue with our mobile version. So let us know. Yeah, we gotta email Squarespace, find out what the hell's going on. But regardless, we got a website. We've got most of our new episodes up there. We're adding new episodes every day. There's gonna be there's blog posts right now. Big Ace just wrote a piece about cancel culture that's really cool. So check that out. And basically anywhere you get your podcast, the PodHeads.
Yeah, YouTube,
anywhere,
Facebook, Twitch. We're on the Weed Tube. Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to the Weed Tube. I really want to give a special shout out to the Weed Tube because basically, if you don't know about the Weed Tube, it is basically YouTube for our community, for the 420 community. If you're in the community, if you're in the know, you know that podcasts like ours get things like shadow bans and our face algorithms that really kind of shut us away from being able to be seen by many people like other haters content. So yeah, exactly. So unfortunately,
for dumb things too, man.
For dumb shit, for things that are legal,
a picture in the background.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Half of our videos were getting banned off Twitch because we had weed leaves in the backgrounds, which is why we have this real cool background now. But anyway, we shall overcome. Yeah. So the point is the Weed Tube, the guys over there have designed a platform for content creators in our industry. So I really appreciate the guys out there. They highlighted us. We've been getting new subscribers.
Front page.
New subscribers and comments every day. So you people watching on the YouTube, we really appreciate you too.
Absolutely.
So shout out to Instagram Live, Facebook, all you guys. Yes, for sure. And it's gonna be a fun show, right? We got some. We're gonna have PodHeads Courts.
It's back.
Judge Puffett is gonna be in session today on a very serious matter. So it's gonna be a fun one. Yeah. We're gonna talk. Dave Chappelle's in court, by the way. We're talking Dave Chappelle in PodHeads Court. Is he a NIMBY or not? We're going to talk about science and technology all over the place. We're having issues today with our technology. We're going to get it right though. Don't worry. I'm a little tired. If you can see, I got some bags.
Yeah,
I got some bags. I got some luggage under these puppies, huh? Yeah.
You need some icy
some cucumbers, some what is it? Preparation H under my eyes. I heard that. I heard that was a thing. Yeah,
from who, where, and how?
I don't know. I'm full of useless knowledge. Anyway, I'm beat. I'm tired. It's been a long week. Valentine's Day was on a freaking Monday.
That's it. Took it all out of
you. But it's been crazy. Anyway, what you guys been up to? What's going on with you?
Same thing. You said Valentine's Day. Yeah, I didn't do much. Same old. Traditional, right? The lollipop, the flowers, nothing too special. I'm broke. I mean, I keep it super 100. I remember a few years ago I went out with you and the wifeys, and we spent a nice chunk of change, and that felt good. That felt good to spend that, and it was, it felt like a Valentine's Day dinner. This year, not so much. So you can't, when you're only doing hibachi and one scorpion bowl. That's the highlight of your night there.
Splitting a scorpion ball. Yeah. What up, little Ace? Yeah, man. So anyway, it's going to be a fun show, guys. Yeah, we're talking science and technology today. We're going to learn about a system that is going to get people into space without the use of rockets, which is changing the game.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are going to be crabbing their shorts any day now. So it's going to be fun. There's more. I just can't remember what, but we're going to have fun. So let's get our weed wheel out and
Here we go.
yeah, so we're gonna find out what we're smoking here today.
Pickle Rick.
Oh, pipes. We're smoking pipes today, guys.
One right
See,
there.
we're always ready because we're good stoners here on the show.
Bingo.
We have an invisible pipe. Just kidding. No, this is kind of like a
future.
bluish green pipe that we have lying around that you can't see. But of course, I got one of my guys here, and yeah, go ahead, show the folks. Yeah. So we're gonna pack a couple bowls because we landed on. So if you're smoking out there, go ahead and pack a bowl. Join us. Get in the comments. Let us know what you're smoking on. I'm gonna clear this thing because it gets a lot of use. Yeah.
Fresh back.
Ooh, bowling.
Where's the
Anyway.
greenage?
Yeah, y'all gotta find it. I think C's got it over there.
Seas.
So anyway, while he's doing that, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Let's get our first clickbait going here. And I wanted to talk about science and technology specifically because I mean the rate that it goes is just incredible, right? I mean,
Right.
we can't keep up.
Mhm.
So we're fixing our cameras here. We're gonna fix our cameras here. We
Frame
can't
it
keep up. So we got some really cool and fun stuff out there today. What's our first clickbait? Let's see what we got here.
Clickbait.
Bam. That's what we got. Let's go right to the top. Oh my God, it's not actually clickbait. I wanted to tell you guys. That's you see, I'm out of it.
Yeah,
today.
you
I'm
need
out
to
of
wake
it.
up, buddy.
Hey, I need my coffee. I need some coffee. We're going to talk about 23andMe because I did my DNA test through 23andMe recently. And my goodness, it's actually pretty mind blowing.
It is
First of all,
cool.
they send you a kit or you buy a kit, right?
Mhm.
And if you can wait till what do they call that? Day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Black Friday, yeah.
You can get one for half off. They're normally $200.
I'm not waiting.
Oh.
Well,
kinda
okay. Well,
pricey.
I'll wait a few months to save $100.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
waited all your life.
We got the
But,
same mom and dad. I'm good.
But the point is you pay for this kit and they give you everything you
Yeah.
need. That you send you a little box that has like
Oh.
a pre-registered barcode and this like little tube that you spit in. And so I
You
remember,
spit in it.
yeah, I had just smoked right before I
They
I
gotta
did
know.
this test too. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna be like, this dude's a pothead. But I couldn't. I had to sit here and like just gather spit. It's like over an inch or two worth of
outta
spit. Hold on.
here.
I'm not ready for that yet. It's all good. But yeah, so you need like an inch or two of spit before you fill this thing up. Yeah,
I thought it was
and-
just like a swab, right? You swab, blah, 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 put it
Yeah.
in there and get it going.
I had to do a saliva drug test once. Bro, it's gross. You got to generate
Just
a lot
hack
of
with
saliva
a
for
lot
that
of
stuff.
saliva.
What did you do? Because I'm not joking. Whenever I did mine, I had that like trick you do, and you're like,
When you're hacking, oh
Yeah,
no,
pretty
stop.
much.
No,
when
that's
I
nasty.
fucking did that, and I spit, I'm not joking. It was full of blood.
Oh no, yeah,
I
no,
fucking bad
sucking on your gun. Oh no. I don't have gingivitis,
23andMe,
fortunately.
what are you guys
But,
doing to us here?
But no, I just
Yeah.
salivated. I don't know, manipulated my tongue around my mouth, and I got it was hard.
I
It took
can
me a
imagine.
while.
I
It took
can
me
imagine.
multiple spits
Yeah.
to get this thing going.
That is a lot
Um,
of saliva.
but
That's
yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, so I filled this thing up, and 2 months later, they send you your results, and
Okay, 2
I
months.
wanted to share them with everybody here. So let's see what we got here. I learned some interesting things, by the
This
way.
is yours.
Right off the bat,
actually.
yeah, they show you a global map of where and a pie graph of basically what you're comprised of here.
Okay.
And you see that right, starting from left to right, 54.3% of my DNA is broadly Southern European, and almost all of that
Southern European.
is Spanish.
There you go.
So it says Spanish and Portuguese, but when you break that down, I have no Portuguese markers. It's all Spanish, right?
Spanish,
And if you
Spanish,
know
right.
Puerto Ricans, you know that Puerto Rican blood is native, is indigenous,
peoples.
right? Indigenous peoples, which were known as Tainos. It is Africans,
Mhm.
and it is Europeans,
Europeans.
mainly Spaniards.
Mhm.
So there you have it. There's the freaking evidence right there. I'm 1.3% Jewish, guys.
I mean, slow down there, Hefe.
Mazel's, everyone.
Not gonna start running shit
shalom.
around here. Shalom. Guba's goy.
Yeah.
You need a Guba.
A Shabbos goy.
What's a Google?
This guy still
I still can't get it right. I'm applying to be a Shabbos goy.
still can't say Shabbos goy. Okay, so then we move on to Sub-Saharan African, 26.9%. We said it, right?
Yeah, not surprising.
African. Hold on, bring that back up so I can see the rest. It's all good. So Sub-Saharan African, and you can see how my DNA has traveled all across African from the Congo through Ghana and Nigeria. So holler at your boy, Francis Ngannou. Just saying.
We're family now.
We're practically family.
Oh yeah, what up?
Yeah. Yeah. So 12% Indigenous American, which I think is pretty cool. And we know, right? That could be Taino, right? That could be Arawak. We don't know. That's somewhere between Canada, Mexico, and the Americas and the Caribbean. So, and then the rest is, look at 0.1% Coptic Egypt.
0.1% Egyptian.
Which is what I thought was. The Indigenous American is is coolest to me because I want to know do I have DNA from like a specific tribe, which would be very cool.
That would be
because
great.
I would totally milk that shit. Milk the hell out of that. The Coptic Egyptian one was interesting to me because when I went and looked up my freaking actually like this next slide here, my I forgot what it's called, but it says it on there. Pull up that next one here. My haplop group. Okay. I've realized that my paternal hap, like on my father's bloodline, I share ancient paternal lineage with Pharaoh Ramses III, a fighting pharaoh, one of my favorites, murdered.
Pharaoh Ramses III, EV38, so they can.
That's dope.
I think it's pretty dope.
They can pinpoint the actual gene that connects you guys. That is cool.
There's people out there that like to refer to themselves
the sun god
as
here.
Descendants of kings and queens. We are actually descendants of kings.
Slow down there, Chief, okay?
Now, I will say this. Now, this is not very uncommon. There are thousands, probably tens of thousands of people that share DNA lineage or haplogroup with Ramses III. So I'm not claiming special, but if you want to refer to me as Pharaoh, Frank the Tank, I'm not going to stop you.
You do have a little Pharaoh look.
It's so interesting because I wish I would have got this information before because Cash, our producer, his traits are so different.
Right.
So different from mine. He's going to pull up and talk about his real quick.
Straight up.
It's 99.3% European. Come here, Cash. Cash is going to pull up into the and it's just so crazy. He's got like nothing.
Different.
Look at
him. I'm a mutt. This dude is.
He's biracial. I found out I'm not. I am like ancestral, probably.
I mean, it's funny, but it's probably true. Your DNA.
It's not a joke.
Read it. Go ahead and read it out.
99.3% European.
Somewhere along the line, there was some system.
You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Bring his back up real quick.
It's not uncommon for groups back in the past to try and keep it in the bloodline.
54.3% European. I had 99.3.
99.3.
I'm a colonizer.
Yeah.
I'm a colonizer.
We got to see. Do you have any descendants? Are you in your haplogroup? Have you looked into that?
I believe it's like King Henry VIII.
Oh, damn. That. Okay. So that's so that makes sense. Definitely come from like just keeping it right. We know that royalty, especially European, they keep that shit in the family.
Yeah,
who knows? It could be some inbreeding in there.
I mean,
and it wasn't uncommon.
Here it is. You share a parental line ancestor with King Louis
the 16th. Interesting. Okay, so that's French.
Okay, King.
All right. Yeah, okay.
And you can call him Pharaoh, call me King.
There you go. Yes, it makes sense.
You know
It
what?
makes sense.
This is cool, and I feel like I want it. I feel like my sister had it, so I might reach out to her. But remember, a long time ago, we talked about how they got your DNA now.
I mean,
In it, I mean, they got your DNA.
You gotta give in.
Are you guys not worried at all? A little bit at all?
I'm not really concerned. You know, they do have one thing to know, like, well, I mean, at least legal. They could do whatever the hell they want. We might not know about it, but legally, they do have like waivers and things that you can sign that say, like, I chose to have my DNA destroyed when they were done with this.
Okay.
So for me, you know, at least if my DNA ends up somewhere after they did this, it shouldn't, because they
promised
destroyed
to
it.
burn
Yeah,
it.
at least they
Okay.
said they would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being a conspiracy theory, right?
Sure.
I mean, you're not 23andMe, a global company, and you're black dealing people's DNA.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Let me give you some of these other findings that I found, which was pretty interesting. It tells you, based on your ancestry timeline, generationally, where you were. So they give me between 3 and 8 plus generations. So going back between 6 and 8 generations, it says that my family or my bloodline started in Guinea and Senegal.
Africa.
Around the same time, North Africa and Egypt. And somewhere in there is where my Jewish roots come from.
Interesting. 6 to 8 generations is not a lot if you kind of think about it. 800 years, 1,000
My
years,
great grandma,
Our
grandpa.
grandfather is what? 2 generations removed from us.
Okay, so his great
And-
not that far.
And here, it's funny that you say that. And we fast forwarding to, and by the way, between 5 and 8 generations, we're in Iran and Mesopotamia.
Wow, so
My-
you're
my
not that
DNA.
far away from this mixture of it.
Oh,
Like,
big time.
that's very
yeah.
interesting. I like
And Big Ace, you talked about our grandfather, who is blacker than most black people with nappy white hair, or who was at least. But just 3 generations ago, our DNA was in Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Ghana. So, hey, Lizette, what's up? How you doing? So just 3 generations. We're talking about parents, grandparents, great grandparents.
So
DNA started somewhere in. So I mean, damn.
Like this.
I mean, you're-
Does it work like that generation?
Something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Mhm.
Our grandfather was born in 1911.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So think about this. He was, his grandparents quite possibly could have been in the slave trade.
It's more like it's likely.
very
It's
likely.
I
Very
mean,
likely.
that's the
You know what I
time
mean?
frame.
And,
I mean, that's how Puerto Ricans came to be, right?
yeah, and,
So-
and grandpa being so dark, he's 100% from, you know what I mean? You could tell.
Yeah. Supposedly, I mean, Frank is a great example of his DNA stemming from Africa. I mean, I know Cash is 99%, but there's reasoning behind it. Okay, so
There you
so
go.
the 0.7% of the rest of you is African. So if we want proof, there's our proof. So yeah, that's funny,
Basically,
actually.
the percentage in cash,
Molecule.
the percentage in cash that is sub-Saharan African is the same that is basically all life on Earth.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All human life on Earth. Yeah.
All life started.
Yeah.
at some point.
All right, so here's some things that I thought interesting that I'll just fire off to you. They can narrow down your physical traits. Again, they don't have pictures of me. They have my DNA, okay? Here's some weird things that they were able to figure out through my DNA. I have a 50-50 chance of being able to match musical pitch, which I've always been able to.
Interesting.
No problem. I likely can smell asparagus odor.
Okay.
I didn't know people couldn't, but I can smell.
Okay.
They nailed it on that. Likely can taste bitter taste, which I definitely can. You ever try to huff keyboard cleaner? Yeah, bad idea. Listen, we don't condone that. Anyway, bunions, less likely to have
Less
bunions.
likely.
And let me tell you, I have beautiful feet. I am known for having beautiful
He
feet.
says genetics here.
You know, you girls, yeah.
Only fans
Apparently it says I have a cilantro taste aversion, which
Aversion.
is wrong because I love cilantro. Yeah. Says I have a fear of heights. Less likely though.
Gotcha.
less likely average to have a fear of heights, which is true. I get those invasive thoughts like everybody else, but I don't have a fear of
I'm
heights.
telling you,
I
man.
have more of a fear of being up on like an unstable structure, like on a wobbly ladder. I'm not afraid of.
Well, that's anybody. Yeah, I don't want to.
stand on
Yeah,
a roof or whatever. But if I'm on something that I don't feel stable, or
Sure,
safe,
sure.
it freaks me out.
yeah. How about this one? Less likely to have a fear of public speaking.
Yeah, you're right here, buddy.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
About 50-50 chance of preferring vanilla or chocolate ice cream. Wrong.
No,
I love
Rocky
strawberry.
Road. Oh.
It's all about the strawberry for me. And this one is true. Likely bitten more often than others by mosquitoes.
Bitten by
Bro,
mosquitoes.
I
get
get
attacked.
tore up by freaking
That is so
mosquitoes.
interesting. So basically anything that has to do with your body, your genes define it. Point blank, period.
It's
This
crazy.
proves it. So your hair color, your allergies, your smell, you're talking anything with your physical nature is predetermined or
Yeah.
determined by genetically determined by a strand smaller than anything.
Hell, it was
Yeah.
Crazy.
It
They
was
nailed
even,
it.
Even
Nailed
able
it.
to find, our cousin.
Yeah,
So that,
exactly. If anybody else has done the DNA thing, it tells you who is related to you. According to this, and like many people, I have over 5,000 people that share my DNA, and that's not uncommon. Again, many people share DNA, but there was over 5,000 people that I shared DNA with. All ranges from 1% to 11, 12%. So it's pretty interesting. 23andMe, man, that thing worth every freaking penny to me. I'm getting one for my parents.
My half brother,
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah, you would think it's more. You think it's at least 50.
Cash's half brother's 30%.
Yeah.
You would think it's more.
Yeah, my cousin was only 11. I thought it'd be at least like 25.
I'm hopeful nobody's gonna use it for evil because that's where I'm at. I mean,
I'm getting JB a freaking DNA
I mean, they
kit.
can clone
I'm
you
going down, so are
and
you.
put your genes in you, like your personality and your everything in you. So wouldn't be afraid. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
man,
afraid
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
So were you guys plan on doing
Yeah,
it?
I do.
I've wanted
I
to do
plan
it.
on
I
it.
just haven't gotten around to
I
it.
plan on it. It's
Yeah.
interesting stuff. I think the benefits outweigh any negatives that can come out
Yeah.
of it.
So
All I'm
far,
saying is
yeah.
You guys do it because Aaron and Frank, you guys are brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother, like full brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Same mom and
that's
dad.
what I want to see. I want to see.
Find out if we're
what
genetic
percentage
marker.
you guys share, and
Find
what-
out if our
and,
mom was a
how
little
it works.
skank.
Well, no, I just want to see like what.
I love you,
How
old
does
lady.
that
I'm
work?
just
Like,
playing.
because you guys are brothers, but you look different. You look totally different.
Your
Me and my
genes
brother
will be
look very
different.
Similar, even though we're only 30% shared. So
Yeah,
like
you might
it's
have
so.
more.
That's what it would just be. It would be
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah,
to
because
me.
you don't get exactly 50-50 from mom and dad. Yeah. So it would be interesting to
Obviously,
see.
mine is
Yeah.
70-30.
Yeah. And it would tell us like if you, mom, dad, and like all our siblings and parents did it, we would be able to like have a serious web that broke down. You guys share exactly this much DNA. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So fun stuff.
Yeah,
DNA, science, technology. Bam, done. Nailed it. Next, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, JB, we had a comment. Can we see what Matt said real quick? Because we had a comment from Matt. And my guy Matt, I love this guy here. All this time I thought that I love chicken because it's
Come to find out.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's so it's
Yeah.
funny, it's true, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah.
You have no say in it. Your tongue is decided for you. Funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah. All right. JB told me about this fascinating
Yeah.
story. And now stories like this come out all the time. As I was doing research, I found many stories like this, but this is the most recent from what I've understood, and probably the most comprehensive, like the most realistic to like human application.
Pretty much.
Talk to me.
I mean, not only the application is coming, but they used it with this. Can I get my camera here? Thank you. They used the human cells to get there, and I'll explain it all. Here's the headline, guys. Israeli scientists use human cells to make them walk again.
I don't want to interrupt you, but how the fuck? I understand this is a story. How did you not share this with me?
I know. I was planning.
We're
on it.
waiting. This is for you.
Thank you.
We're
We're
waiting. This is for you,
Thank
sir.
This story is fresh. It's fresh. The study came out. Basically, the story is this: that they took human cells, re-engineered them the way science does, stuck them in paraplegic mice, and 13 of the 15 that were tested were able to walk again.
Oh, wow.
Boom, that's your headline. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Mhm.
The doctors in Israeli, and I want to give them their credit, the Segal Center for Regenerative Biotechnology. So this is what they do. This guy's name is Professor Tal Devere. He's the main guy
the
here.
most non-scientist looking scientist.
Tal Devere. Him and his team, they're known regenerative. That's the key word here. That's the key word on the injury, by the way, Cash, because you would be a perfect candidate for this. Only candidates that have are paralyzed due to injury, right? Basically, where we can put cells to heal that area. This is the science.
So not disease,
not disease
or
being
genetics.
born. Exactly.
Look at that.
Mhm.
Wow.
So this will only work if you've been injured and were paralyzed due to that, because it stems from the injured cells around it. They're not able to regenerate and not able to be fixed. Well, Tel Aviv and his team over there figured it out. They took cells, and I think we've talked about this on the show. In this study, they took cells from the stomach. These basic cells that can turn into other cells. Stem cells, but
it's not from the fetus.
Not from the fetus, right? Because that's a big difference. They took it from the stomach. So that's why they think human testing is coming quick.
It could happen, right? Very reasonable application.
3 years is what Tel Aviv
There's
says.
no argument, right? There's no, oh my God, ethics, religion. It's everybody's got a stomach. Nobody's got problems with pulling some.
There's plenty of science behind it, but I mean, they take your cell. I mean, they took the cells from a human, put that in the mice, and the mice were able to come back. So you're not killing a mouse, you're not killing a fetus, it's yours. They're gonna take your cells, and that helps with the help with the rejection rate. A lot of times things get rejected in the body. It's your cells. You're not gonna get rejected. They turn into the spinal cells, and they fix it. I mean, holy shit.
I mean, it solves all the freaking problems.
Holy shit.
That go with.
I mean, how crazy is this, guys?
What is the paralyzed? What is that? How does this work now? So
there you go. Fat tissue biopsy. They just take a sliver of your stomach. They reprogram the fat cells to become embryonic-like stem cells. So they take the fat cells, turn them into stem cells. Bro, this is huge because there's a huge fetus-loving community who don't want to do anything with stem cells because that's the only way we got them. Not anymore. Not anymore.
That's literally the reason why George W. Bush banned stem cells
because of the fetus.
Is because he said because of his religious beliefs,
yeah,
he doesn't believe that people should be aborting fetuses, and he did not want this program that they basically takes fetuses and turns them into helping people walk again.
Exactly.
Into incentive for people to abort their fetuses. And so he uses religious beliefs to make a law vetoed.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a long time coming, but here you go. There's no argument against this. This is plastic surgery. You take more tissue at the doctor's office when you get plastic surgery.
The problem is the wording of the law makes all stem cells illegal.
This is from Israel, and I think
that's what I'm saying. In America's laws, though, this
when
may not be legal,
and that's fine. I think we're 3 years away from human testing.
Yeah, they'll have to make some adjustments.
On the back burner in this topic. Trust me, this is happening.
Would you go to Israel to get?
Heck yeah,
absolutely.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
they don't care about the laws here.
I don't care if I don't agree with their politics. I would do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sold. Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about taking, and they're saying, according to this article, that they're going to take it from your own DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even like having to worry, like you said, you're not having to worry about rejection. You're not having to worry about a donor. There's nothing standing in the way. You go in, they take some of your DNA, reprogram your cells, you come back in, they inject you, and it says that this thing just regenerates. They generate you a new, essentially a new spine. Essentially the parts.
Yeah, it repairs the cells that you need for that fix to happen.
Exactly.
It says it mimics embryonic growth, like when you're a baby and it's creating your spinal cord. So it mimics that. And the crazy thing is, like, listen, legal mumbo jumbo, whatever. I don't see how anything could ever be illegal. Whatever you want to call these things, they're taking it from your body, putting it back in your body. Hell, it's ridiculous, but we all know how politics is.
That's what they need to make a legal distinction between the two types of stem cells, I guess. And then,
I see no.
Cash, by the way, listen, if you guys don't know, Cash, our producer, is a paraplegic. Yes. We, sometimes we mention it, but you wouldn't know just by listening on the show. Mm-hmm. So our producer, Cash, he's an Army vet. He was injured, not in combat, but he was injured and has been in a freaking wheelchair ever since. So this is something that hits home to him. Yep. And he's somebody that's looked into this very much so. And of course, people like him are subjected to suffering because of political religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm. I look this stuff up all the time. It's news to me. So this is
sure.
This is awesome for me, and I love to hear all of this. The thing that people don't really understand about spinal cord specifically is whenever it comes to an injury, there's generally two categories. You are either complete or incomplete. A complete means you are completely severed. Okay, so you have a spinal cord.
Nothing.
And at some point, there was a complete separation between these nerves, and there's nothing connecting them anymore. So basically what you're saying with this is we can take these stem cells and we can put them in that shot, and then these cells will complete the spinal cord so that
bridge the gap.
Again.
Sure.
That's why it works.
It's huge, bro. It's and not this is a story. I mean, it's a huge story, but the technology to turn the fat cells into stem cells is probably an even bigger story because it's gonna fix spinal cord injuries, but what about everything else that it could fix? Anything and you need new cells to be fixed. You said it: Parkinson's, brain trauma, infractions, age-related diseases, all of it, bro. This is huge, and the fact that they're talking about 2 years of human trials. Bro, we talk about how fast technology is happening. We are in a whole new era, bro. Roaring 20s, here we come.
Yeah, by the time I like that point. Yeah, more in 2020s. By the time that we are old, you know what I mean? There's not going to be really any serious ailments. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Like most of the things that made life difficult now is going to be cured in vitro, you know what I mean? Pretty much. Or going to be cured with an injection because of injury, something like that. So, I mean, we've already heard, I think I read a headline or somebody told me the other day that the first human to live to 150 has already been born.
He's alive now.
Yeah, he or she or they or whoever is alive right now. So... it's just pretty trippy to think about. So I like the science. I like the crazy stuff.
Shout out to science.
To Israel, Tel Aviv. Shout out to not letting religion or politics get in the way of science. Here's the funny thing. Things like politics are usually based in abstract. They're ideas. You can't freaking pick up an idea from politics and be sure it's going to work like you can gravity. Here's the thing about religion. It's all based in faith. You can't sit there and take something. You can't take science. You can't take part of religion and say it's fact. The only thing that we know on this earth that we can hold in our hand is science.
Yeah. So
why don't we freaking make more decisions based on that, based on what's in our face rather than what the hell is up our ass? Figuratively, of course. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's do it.
Our next story for the day, I guess we call it clickbait. I just like to hit the button for
hit our button.
Just for hell. It's not really clickbait, bro. We're talking science. This one really blew my mind because you know that we have been talking about Elon Musk. We've been talking about Jeff Bezos, NASA, James Webb Telescope, all these crazy things that have been happening in science recently about getting to the moon. Not to the moon, but getting into space, right? By the way, I'll save it for another episode because it's not been peer reviewed, but there is a report out there that is gaining steam saying that somebody has figured out at least conceptually an engine that can get not the speed of light, but damn near close. Save that for another one.
All right.
Anyway, getting back to this thing. It's called spin launch. And basically, scientists have been able to use kinetic energy to launch an object into space without the use of rocket technology.
Nice.
I mean, for obvious reasons, we're talking about saving millions of dollars. We're talking about saving the environment. We're talking about resources, all kinds of things, and changing the game, right? And you see here pretty much the way this thing works. We have a video, by the way. If you go down,
Spaceport America, October just last year. This is recent, guys. This is fresh new technology. Yeah, I like the idea.
So what are they using to make the spin? Magnetic energy?
Kinetic energy, just spinning something.
Imagine,
Yep.
you know, the guy with the ball. What's that sport? Where you're spinning the ball on a string?
All right, everybody, look here.
You know what I'm talking about?
Video.
Shot put. I think something like that.
I mean, but you can look at the idea. You spin something, you give it.
Yeah,
It is
hammer
the
throw.
hammer throw. It is the
Exactly.
hammer throw. You give it energy by spinning it. Look at that. Whoa, that's cool. That's cool. So they have
What you're looking at is a 1/3 scale model of the actual OLS, which is the Orbital Launch System, that's currently under development and relies on the same components, basically. All right. So the suborbital accelerator uses vacuum-sealed centrifuge to spin a rocket and then catapult it up into space at about 5,000 miles per energy. So the rotational kinetic energy comes from ground-based electricity provided by solar and wind, which eliminates rocket fuel and you know, that the carbon footprint.
That's the energy that's gonna make it go round and round and round and round.
So
it's
it's
zero
electric,
net.
basically.
It's
yeah.
electric.
Once the rocket,
It's kinetic.
Exactly. Once the rocket reaches an altitude of roughly 200,000 feet, the rocket ignites its engine. So there's a small rocket inside there, and it ignites its engines and sends it up into orbit.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the projected cost of this is less than $500,000.
What? Not even $1 million.
Compared to, like, we were just talking about SpaceX, you know, using new technology to keep it under 500 million.
Yeah, we thought that was a bargain.
Yeah, that was being cheap.
No, this is a big deal.
And of course, this isn't going to be
fuel costs so much. That's
it's going to cut down. Yes,
it's like getting that initial launch, and especially if you can make that to where it's a mechanical kinetic launch system, and then you only have a little bit of fuel that you have to burn to get actually out of the atmosphere. It's going to save hundreds of millions of dollars.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, this isn't something that you can send people like in, you know, the amount of force, the amount of G's, I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. But the amount of G's that is put on this, you know what I mean, could crush you. I mean, they said that it would basically, within a second, a human would be like a fly on a windshield. As soon as they're basically. Yeah, so it'd be like a fly on a windshield.
Yeah, you can imagine.
There's
I
no
mean,
way. Yeah.
Cash said all the fuel, that amount of energy would be going in you.
Basically,
in this
yeah.
setup.
So that's they build a projectile that can take those forces with a small rocket attached, and they basically spin that bad boy up into space. Yeah.
So when we come to science and the government, it's all about money. You bring that cost down, and now we're getting somewhere. This is a big deal, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can
Big
use
deal.
it, small satellites, rovers, things like that.
All of
That's
that.
exactly what it's meant for.
All
Yeah.
kind of, you know, supplies to the space station, things like that.
Intercontinental
Ballistic missiles. Oh, here we go.
I mean, if you just think about everything down from the chemicals to the gas, to the personnel, it's just everything. The weather conditions that have to be perfect. I mean, I'm sure weather conditions are taking into effect, but there's just a lot of different factors, a lot of money, things that go into something like this. So it's gonna be awesome.
Throw the ICBM before you have to actually ignite the fuel, so that maybe they.
It could go around the world. Who knows? A missile that,
I mean,
well, luckily these are the only people that have it right now, but I'm sure the idea is there. Anybody can duplicate
just proved
it.
the proof of concept, as they said. This was a 1/3 scale model, and it worked. The real one will use the same materials, just bigger.
10 times.
So it's going to work. The gravity is the same. The G is the same. So I can't wait to see it.
I mean, just the application's crazy. We're gonna be able to send stuff up multiple things a day rather than one every few days. You know, not have to worry about landing things back down on a pad or worrying about anything falling back down to Earth. We're talking about just sending a dart up to space, it doing its thing. Exactly. And it's so cheap that, I mean, geez, just a small company, almost anybody can do it. So I just wonder how legally that's going to
true.
work.
How you
but
stop it? I
yeah.
mean, if it's proprietary technology, who knows? But I mean, the idea is you spin something really fast and you sling it out into space.
25 Gs.
We could
wow.
all do it.
Yeah. So spin launch, man. Look it up
Cool.
for yourself. Very cool stuff. I found that on Universe today, by
Very
the way.
cool.
What do we got next? We got Court next. A very, very serious, very special edition of Court. I'm gonna go into my chambers and
use my phone to do my pull up my.
I'm gonna go into my chambers and get prepped for this session of Court, folks. And you guys can yeah, I'm gonna go around.
Listen
yeah.
to me, Jamie. Let me get the
You're
intro
going
at
down.
least, because I got nothing to say. I prepped for this.
Hold on. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. We're waiting for the judge.
I'm just messing with you.
We're waiting the judge.
Yeah, we're waiting for the judge to come back. But listen, you're going down as usual.
I don't. In this case particularly, if you don't know, and I'm sure the judge will explain it. The Chappelle.
Don't give away none
No,
of the
I
stuff,
can't.
man.
All right, bet.
We're talking about Dave Chappelle.
Can't
That's
put
all
me
I
on
need to know.
camera here, not give me any ammo to say.
Listen, we're talking about Dave Chappelle. Everything about Dave Chappelle is interesting, right? Everybody
I feel
talks
like
about Dave Chappelle.
when he's like the baby. When you're in the news too much, it's not good.
He's not like the baby, though.
Well, I guess my point is he's about to get canceled, whether he wants to or not, whether it's legitimate or not. When you make it in the news like this, yeah.
Speaking of the baby, hey, go check us out. We got a reaction video to Baby's little scuffle. You know, Bowling Alley Baby. Check it out on YouTube. Everywhere else, it's on Facebook, Instagram, PodHeads Web Show. Oh, all rise. All rise for the Honorable Judge Puffin.
Nobody's rising, but it's all good.
Listen, I'm the bailiff. I'm calling it out. Y'all,
rise down to the table.
We're already rising.
Sexy as fuck.
listen, we're already high. We don't need to rise
We're already
anymore.
risen. Damn it. All right. Judge Jimmy Puffett. Court is in session, folks.
Boom.
All right.
Where's our intro?
Let's get the intro going here. Order, damn it. Order. Yes, sir. Court is in session. I am here in my very fancy courtroom behind me, as you can see, out of my chambers. And we're here to talk about Dave Chappelle, okay? And this isn't about his comedy. This isn't about the LGBTQ community. This is about whether he's a NIMBY or not, his community, okay? The small community of Yellow Springs, Ohio, where Mr. Dave Chappelle lives, resides, if I would say. And whether he's a NIMBY or not. Let's pull up
What's a NIMBY?
a NIMBY, by the way, is a not in my backyard. This is a person that is opposed to any kind of development, particularly affordable housing, that would basically infringe on their bouginess, infringe on their views, right? On their privilege. That's essentially. So he's being accused today. He stands accused here in court today of being a NIMBY. And Big Ace here, my litigator here, he's going to defend Mr. Chappelle and say he's not saying he's not a NIMBY. And Mr. JB here is prosecuting. He's going to be saying he's an NIMBY. So we'll give you the story. Essentially, the headline is Dave Chappelle killed an affordable housing in Yellow Springs. And Dave Chappelle says he's not. And what you're seeing here basically is a plan from, and I can never get the name of this company right. Operer. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're called.
Thank you very
Oberer,
much.
excuse
Yes.
me. Oberer.
Oberer. Okay, yes. Oberer Housing Council, right? And basically, go ahead and pull that back up. So what that is a development. And so we want to show you exactly what's happening here. They are submitting a bid so that they can develop some housing, put some new housing up. where you see number one, the number one up in the on the bottom right of that screen, Dave Chappelle lives somewhere in about that area, on the outskirts of that area, from what I've read. The number 5 is the area that is being donated. Number 4 is going to be developed with townhomes. And you can see right there, number 3, 3-bedroom duplexes. The number 5 area is the area that is really in question here, because Dave Chappelle is claiming that there's language in this proposal that is false, that he's not an NIMBY because this company is being what would you say, facetious. They're not really having affordable housing and urban development in their best interests. They're just trying to make money. Others are saying, and many others are saying, no, that's not the case. Dave Chappelle is blocking progress of urbans and progress of less fortunate, like where he came from. So these folks are here to argue. I'll let you guys have it.
Prosecution always goes first.
Is that me?
And there is other evidence.
Yeah.
There's other evidence here that we'll show later on. But go ahead, gentlemen.
All right, I guess I'll go first. Tying my tie here. The argument is Dave Chappelle a NIMBY, a person who says not in my backyard? All right, from the facts that I have gathered, and forgive me because this is a very complex situation with a lot of parties, a lot of hands, a lot of decisions. But again, we're arguing about Dave Chappelle today. Oberer had a plan, like the judge said, to create these types of home. A bunch of units, you said it, duplexes, single family, townhomes. Great. That was their plan. That was a year or two in planning, by the way, between the village and Oberer. This was a group decision. Come Monday or come recently, Dave Chappelle comes in and says, no. Not in my backyard. He even threatened to pull out his investments from the town because he didn't want the whole development.
I think we have a video, by the way, if you want to play the video. It's okay.
Please. Hi, I'm Dave Chappelle. I just want to say, and Marianne, I could talk to you about this privately.
He's quite upset.
I don't know why the village council would be afraid of litigation from a $24 million a year company while they X out a $65 million a year company.
So,
I cannot
not
believe
bluffing,
you would make me audition for you. You look like clowns.
He's very upset, and what he's saying here is that Dave Chappelle has recently
that's all. Thank you.
Put in some plans to build a development around that same area. And you can see right there, that's Dave Chappelle's cipher restaurant and comedy venue.
Just down
he
the
does
street.
have a vested interest in it.
He does have a financial vested interest, okay, mind you. So it seems to everybody that he doesn't want this, period. All right. And there's some verbiage about affordable housing. Again, I don't think we're arguing that. Okay. I say this case is very complex because there is a group of the village who also didn't want this, but they didn't want it for the reasons that the media would have you believe that about gentrification. There are people in the village who are worried about that. Okay. The village was willing to compromise. Maybe let's revise the plan if it got voted down. Dave Chappelle said no. Dave Chappelle does not want the development there. Period. From what I am telling you, because they nixed this affordable housing thing. Ober is still going to build. They're cutting trees down today. They're going to go back to reverting to the original plan, which was 140 single house units. Fuck all affordable housing. That's not part of the plan. So they're still going to build. So what was the actual outcome of this? Nothing. Whether Dave Chappelle did this to halt or just to put a kink in the cogs, as they say, or whatever, I don't know. But the building is still happening. So what are we arguing about, Dave Chappelle? Are we arguing about public housing, or are we arguing about somebody building in your backyard? You didn't fight for more public housing. You threatened to pull out your money because you don't want a development in your backyard. That's why he's a NIMBY. It has nothing to do with affordable housing because things can be changed. No. He's a NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Big Ace? Argument here?
Listen, you can get emotional all you want, JB. You get all emotional about it, but at the end of the day, it's real simple. It was a half-cocked plan. He's been clear about that. His people have been clear about that. There was no clear plan for affordable housing. It was all smoke and mirrors. All the houses that were going up were starting at $300,000. The average income, the average family in that house, in that area, okay, can afford a house of about $215,000. So what was that doing? The reason that they opposed it was not because of affordable housing. It was because they were catering to people outside of that community. The people from that community would not have been able to afford those homes. So just like they said, gentrification, people with deeper pockets and more money were going to come in and push the people who built that community out. That's not fair. That doesn't seem right to me. However, when he talked about it, first of all, the plan's not dead. They said they can go back and that they would consider looking at it if they brought a revised plan that really had a true plan for affordable housing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I call my first witness, okay? And that's going to be my boy Cash. Because Cash did a little bit of research on this as well. So I want Cash to go ahead and tell we
have a witness
Joker,
here.
Okay? A little bit more of those details. Now, Cash, let me ask you my first question. Do you believe that Dave Chappelle is a NIMBY?
No, not at all.
All right. So now my next question is, can you explain to us and give us a better outline of how that plan, that half-cocked plan, as it's been called, was really supposed to come about?
I mean, I don't even really have to show anything. I'm gonna go ahead and just refer to this picture right here. Look at section 5. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth. You see 5? Why is it so much smaller than all the other shit? That alone makes me fucking close my case. Fuck you. You're not even giving, like, you could have given section 4 over to fucking affordable housing, but you didn't. You donated the least amount of land possible to be like, I'm doing something good, but I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make billions of dollars over here, but don't look over here. Don't look over here at all. Look at this section. Look at section 5. Section 5, guys. Section 5. Look at that. Hey, he's trying to cancel that. He's only canceling that. That's all the headlines say. They don't talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, or any of that shit. They only talk about 5. So that's why I fucking side with Ace. And fucking, in my opinion, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a biased witness, but
listen, from my position and my facts and what I'm reading, okay, Ober and the village hashed out a plan that I'm reading you, quote, from thereason.com. Eventually, Ober and Yellow Springs hashed out a plan for a neighborhood featuring 64 family homes, 52 duplexes, and 24 townhome units. The latter two types of units would sell for about $100,000 less.
Pull up that one that says Yellow Springs proposal.
So that's why I'm saying that this is very convoluted, a little complex.
So what you're looking at right here,
there were multiple people. Dave Chappelle wasn't the only guy at that meeting speaking out against it.
What you're looking at right here is the actual proposal to the village council from Ober. And you can see the PUD, the PUD plan, or I don't know if it's PUD or PUB, is the one that is describing the affordable housing. And you can see right there, they plan to put 54 single-family houses, 52 duplexes, and I believe 24 townhomes. And there was exactly, like you said, 1.7 acres of donated land that was to be used to develop apartments or more, something like that. Yeah, acres for 20 to 30 units of infrastructure and village control. So 20 to 30 apartment units that are specifically, I believe, rent controlled. I'm not sure if the townhomes or the duplexes, I got to believe that a townhome or duplex could be considered affordable housing. I'm not sure if, based on the language.
Sure.
The other one, current zoning, is what JB is referring to, is saying that they're reverting back to by not choosing the PUD plan, which is basically single family only. So it really helps no one. By the way, I have read both. I have read stories that have said both progress has halted until they come up with a better plan. And I've read stories that have said progress is moving forward with the original. So that's one thing that makes it difficult because I cannot find a for sure source.
And I'll take that too. And you use my closing argument here. Okay. I believe that they're reverting back. The village, you don't want affordable housing? Fine. We're going to go back. We originally agreed that you guys signed for is our single family homes. I believe that's what's happening. And that's where my argument is. Now, instead of getting, call it 20 houses at 100,000, you're getting Zippo. Are you okay with that? I don't know. Big A said that they are open to renegotiations. Fine. But as of Monday, they are taking trees down. How long are those negotiations going to last? I know we got to build these houses because I got to get paid, right? I'm just going to leave it at that. NIMBY. Dave Chappelle.
Listen, at the end of the day, what they're moving forward with, the company is the one that said, okay, well, we're going to revert to the other one. The town and the people in the town have said, come to us with something that makes more sense. And we'll revisit it and let's make this work.
This is a private company who paid for this land. They have no, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out. No incentive to do anything anymore. We gave you a plan, you didn't like it. Now we're going to go with what we originally wanted to, which is make millions of dollars cash with zero affordable housing. So that's where I'm at. NIMBY.
Any closing arguments, Big Ace?
Listen, at the end of the day, he told the world what he was doing.
It's true.
It's very simple. Come to us with a valid plan and we'll talk about it. What sense would it make for anybody to approve a half-assed plan that had yes, we're going to donate this land for affordable housing, but there was no plan for when the affordable housing was going to get built, how it was going to get built,
timeline.
What they were going to do. There was absolutely no timeline. So for all we know, they were going to leave that land there and just let it go up and wait and see what happens. And part of that land was also supposed to be for parks and stuff like that, so it wasn't all housing either. So the bottom line is, what's the point? It's like, don't tell me you're going to give me something and then we don't have a plan for what we're going to do with it. That is the biggest point of contention. Come to us with a valid plan and we will revisit this situation. If they choose not to do that, that's on them. But I'm not going to allow you to come into my neighborhood and fuck shit up with a half-assed plan that's not going to benefit anybody but you.
Yeah, this is a very, very difficult case. Very difficult case because I'm trying to look at it on both sides. I'm trying to look at this from not using the perspective of being somebody who has needed affordable housing. You know what I mean? Here's how I feel. On one side, I agree with the notion that you come to me with a plan that I disagree with, and I wish I could have. I want you to give me a better plan. I also feel that if this company said these are the plans that we're going with, choose one or the other, and you know that progress is going to happen either way, then I think that there could be a situation where there might be some NIMBY trying to save face by saying, "Oh well, this is actually what's happening." Yeah. And in reading the documents, right, and seeing how close Dave Chappelle lives to the would-be development. Listen, I know that rich people don't want people who live in apartments living close to them no more than they want people who live in duplexes and townhomes living close to them. I don't want you living in my mansion if you live in a duplex. So you keep it single-family homes, and we know there's only one type of person that can afford to live here. Go ahead, please.
Before you're ruling, my question.
I'm not making a ruling yet. I'm just saying how I feel.
To do with that. If he was, right? If he was a NIMBY, if that was the case, if that's such a thing, at the end of the day, when we really stop and think about it, put yourself in the shoes of a millionaire who invests money into his home, his neighborhood, his area. This is millions of dollars. So now you stand to lose millions of dollars
NIMBY.
Because they decide I'm going to put up a damn housing project down the block from you. I'm not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. However, at the end of it, but is he wrong for that?
But the other side of that argument is that they're not putting enough apartments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're
I
not
agree.
putting up a housing.
That's the
For
argument.
that proposal, they're
As-
not putting
as
up
the
a
very
housing.
first one
I
that's
don't
ever
agree.
called, all I'm saying is you're coming out of this was a way greedy shit right now. The reason why I'm fucking siding with you is because I think that the housing project should be bigger. I think it should be half the fucking size.
I agree
that
with
the
you.
fucking
I agree with
sold
you.
project or the sold houses are for. Like it shouldn't be just like
Sure.
like 1/5 of this. It should be exactly half, and that would be equal. And an actual plan, like you were saying, of an actual date to start those said homes. Because if I was Dave Chappelle, I want those fucking the poor people at my shows. They're probably my actual fans.
I
That's
agree
true.
with you. I agree with you 100%. All I'm saying is to try to look at it from a different perspective. Right? If I'm a businessman and I have a business, right, and you doing something in my part of town is going to ruin my business, do I not have the right to speak up and say
You
"Man, I don't want
definitely
that around
do.
here"?
Yes, you definitely do. My question to
But,
that would be, where
again,
does it end?
That's just looking at it from a different point of view.
Yeah,
I agree with it.
from my point of view, the way I look at it is, where does it end? When rich folks don't like the way things are done, where does it end? You have influence, you're famous, you have money, you have power. It's very easy to get up and say, well, you know what? If you guys don't play ball the way I want to play ball, I'm going to take my ball home. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Forced to change.
And I worry about that. I worry about the slippery slope behind that. What's next? You know, what's next? The next time Dave Chappelle doesn't like the way things are going in his town, he's going to threaten to pull out again, and they're going to have to do things the way he does. I don't like the fact that Dave Chappelle is in the middle of developing an $1 million comedy club and restaurant. This really seems like he's trying to keep the riffraff out. Now, that doesn't mean I don't agree with the fact that they could do more. They could do more. But I believe that if it's one or the other, I haven't heard Dave Chappelle or any of his people make a reasonable argument on what realistically can be done. You're asking a company who's given their best proposal to now, hey, start all over, change the way you do business because I don't like it. I think it's a matter of opinion on whether they think this is half-cocked, whether they think that this is BS or not. Yes. Could there be more affordable housing? Could there be more apartments? Absolutely. I don't believe that the cost of living in a townhome or a duplex is going to be over $250,000. I believe that those places are designed to probably give people a little bit in the middle class, probably a little bit more of a chance.
Yep.
And I think the apartments are for more of the people, the broke people who really need it, without letting the riffraff in. I honestly, what I got from the proposal personally, love me or hate me, was a company's best attempt to meet both sides, right? Please the quiet community of Yellow Springs, as well as make themselves and the surrounding businesses some money. Because that's what it's all for at the end of the day. It's not that company's responsibility to provide affordable housing, but they say we're donating. That land is donated. They said, yeah, we don't know exactly when we're going to do it. We might get around to it. Sure, I'd like a little bit better from you, but they are donating that land. And this is the only reason why I'm going to call Dave Chappelle a NIMBY. He's over 50 or close damn near to it. He's rich. He meets a certain demographic. He sounds like an old booming ass NIMBY. Dave Chappelle, I love you, but you're a NIMBY.
I think you made one good point that I think is a little hypocritical of Dave Chappelle. He's developing a restaurant that costs millions of dollars. So if it's really about that, why don't you do more? And again, this is hard, man, because I want more. I understand everybody's position. I want more housing, but it is a private company, and they're the private company, and bottom line, it's my money.
And don't think for 1 second, Dave Chappelle lives in Yellow Springs. If you saw the documentary on his last comedy special, he lives in Yellow Springs because he doesn't want to be bothered by the average person. Because he knows in Yellow Springs, he's not a celebrity. Because he grew up there, people know him there. He can live an average life. You start letting just anybody in.
Right. You said they're fans, right? You said his fans. You let his fans come in, and now it's not so quaint anymore. It sounds very NIMBY. Feels very NIMBY. Sure.
I agree with your point, Big Ace.
I do too.
But I feel that Dave Chappelle is an NIMBY.
Case closed. NIMBY.
All right. I'm going to go get Frank the Tank.
Get Get him
Be right
out of
back.
here. Yeah, this is tough.
I'm outta
This is tough. This was a tough one, especially because I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. So he almost gets a pass. He gets the benefit of the doubt initially, but when you just look, yeah, there's no cancellation, but he is an NB, and Frank the Tank said it. He lives here, and he lives here for a reason because he likes the distance he gets. He doesn't want that distance to get closer, and if he uses the words bullshit plan to stop the development, so be it, right? I don't know. This one's tough, man. But yeah, this one's tough.
I had to go with my mind on this. I had to go with my mind and not my heart. At least the judge did, and I agree with you, Judge Buffett. Sir. Anyway, case closed. All right. What is next? The last, we're finishing off the show. We're over, really over. So we'll just bust through these. The last thing, we just thought this was interesting.
It's super cool.
I brought this up to the guys as just kind of something cool, and they were like, "Oh man, we got to talk about this on the show." A website called Bored Panda. It's another basically social media platform like Reddit. You can post all kinds of different things, and then it has like members like. Obviously, the more you post, the more likes you get. So a pro member named Hidrelli, Hidreley, I'm probably butchering that, put up something that's very interesting a few weeks ago that is kind of making its rounds around the internet. And what he said was he used artificial intelligence to find out what historical figures and mythical figures look like if they were like modern day everyday people, like pretty much what their Tinder profile picture would look like. And I thought it was incredible because again, these are not real faces. They look like somebody you're looking at on Facebook, but these are computer generated faces of real, or mythological historical figures. And
it's
I just want to get your guys' reaction.
It just gives. Look at the first one,
Vincent Van Gogh.
It gives
a handsome fella. There.
He's a good-looking guy, and he looks
cash.
Crazy.
That's cash if he works out and grows his hair.
He looks a little crazy. There's a little crazy in his eyes. But I love. It's like you can see the life. Like Van Gogh was a real person now to me. Looks like a person. We see books and history and pictures of people, and they're just words on a page, really. But here, bro, that's a guy outside. I ran into that guy today at the mall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just ran into Van Gogh. Wow.
The Mona Lisa. This takes a lot of a lot of mystery away from the picture, right?
Well, you know what they say that he painted himself as a Mona Lisa? Does she look like a male Da Vinci? Do we have Da Vinci? No, I don't think so.
She looks like a woman out grabbing coffee.
Yeah, it looks like a regular woman, like all rest of us, just somebody else.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
that's so cool, man.
Big Ace,
Big Ace, William Shakespeare.
Big Ace could be in a biopic about William Shakespeare. Tell me that guy don't look like
that. That's William Shakespeare right there, bro. That's amazing. Like,
come on.
That it's like mind blowing. I don't even know what to say.
That's pretty cool, right? He doesn't look as fancy. Like listening to that guy spit wax poetic doesn't do nothing.
Better looking than that guy.
The aura. It kind of changes the aura, the mythicism of the picture. You know what I mean? Of the people. Still cool though.
This next one, huh?
Wow, it looks like my science teacher from high school.
Yeah, it doesn't look so regal, right? Drinking a glass of Chardonnay.
Looks like Ric Flair if he let himself go.
It looks like a regular European white guy. Yeah,
right.
A regular white American guy.
How about Alexander the Great? Looks like a model. This guy. Huh?
Well, I mean, there you go. Right?
Yeah.
He looks like Drake's son.
Right.
They got the hair right.
He looked like Drake's son, the one that was
talking
French to him.
Look at the lips. Yeah, full lips.
Yeah. If you look at the statue, close to the face, it looks, pretty spot on. Considering the fact that there was never a photograph of this person.
Exactly. They're using it. You said AI. They're using like the average faces, like everybody's face and the average of that. And this is mapping out the math.
Yeah, the information they have.
This picture would be in AI, and this is the result. I mean, it's freaking cool.
Freaky. Who else we got? Cleopatra.
Okay, she's sexy.
Yeah,
she looks Mediterranean.
That looks like a dude on the left.
It's a bust. 1,000 years old guy.
Full lips.
No credit.
Sharp chin. Pointy nose.
She's sexy.
High cheekbones. I dig it. Yeah.
I'm
all
sorry.
Right.
Is this
Greek
little bust right here what they base all of the things about Cleopatra?
I mean, if you compare it to the average woman of the day.
They missing the mark, dog. Like,
I mean,
that's what the fucking only
That
thing
looks
is.
more like
Listen.
Seth Rogen than Elizabeth.
Oh,
Lee.
Jesus.
Yeah, you guys are bashing the science here.
Times change,
Yes,
people.
exactly.
Back then,
That was-
women were that was a good looking woman back then.
Just shave- We're gonna
We
shave
had-
Seth Rogen, and he's gonna be Cleopatra in the next.
We
movie.
had different
Seth Rogen.
opinions of what was sexy at like 1,000 years ago,
Okay.
right? Nefertiti.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cleopatra
Looks like a model.
Yeah, she does. Queen Nefertiti, Egyptian.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get it, girl.
she's
Maybe a
missing
little
an
bit.
eyeball.
Come on, it's a computer. What are
Come
you
on,
gonna do?
guys.
Oh,
There's-
look at
yeah.
Jesus.
Yo,
So
Middle
this was
Eastern
interesting, right?
Middle Eastern.
So the
guy.
closest thing that many religious people believe that we have an image of Jesus is the Shroud of
Shroud.
Turin. And it's pretty trippy if you look at it, but many people believe it to be like the shroud that covered Jesus in the in the cave where he was laid to rest.
Actually white.
Um,
that's
So and
Yes.
yeah,
yes.
and so historically accurate,
Yes.
a man of olive skin, Middle Eastern man. Did you pass it back to
I
me?
did. Yeah, you know what? Looks exactly how I pictured
Napoleon.
Napoleon to be. History
Oh,
did Napoleon
God,
right
that guy
here.
got beat up in school.
Yeah, I know.
All right, yeah.
He for sure got bullied.
Brilliant mind, though.
He's
Brilliant
probably a
war
weirdo.
mind.
Holy shit!
So
look at
crazy,
that guy.
right? Would you follow that guy in a battle?
No, I don't believe that guy could kick anybody's ass.
I mean, he couldn't, but he could order
Charisma.
and conquer.
Yeah, just
You know what I mean?
round guy.
Lots of charisma that man must have had.
Oh,
He looked
God.
just like that. That's insane.
oh, dude,
That's
that's Hitler level charisma.
Yeah, exactly.
Khal Drogo in the
Yeah,
battle. That guy.
not that guy. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, bro.
Well, if you
But
look
then
at
again, Americans fucking still screwing over Trump. So,
It- yeah.
But he
Well, Hitler
that
wasn't a
short.
very good-looking dude either, and not very big either. But charisma, you called it. And look, we did this one for JB because
Yeah.
he thought it was hot.
Looks like a typical French chick.
Okay, yeah,
Statue of
French.
Liberty, if she was actually a living person. I don't know who the Statue of Liberty was designed off. Could have been a
The guy's
French woman.
mom.
There you go, the guy's mom.
Is that true? Wow.
Is MILF alert.
The guy who built it.
All right.
The one on the
MILF
left
alert, am I right?
The one on the left looks like a man.
Yeah, well,
But
you
again,
know,
women
it's a
looked like
statue.
men back then,
Yes,
apparently.
again,
Yeah, I'll
times
take
have
it.
changed.
And
You know
that's
what's
it.
cool? AI, what's the word? Deep fakes. This reminds me of deep fakes.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? Yeah, crazy.
Well, look, soon enough, we're gonna be able to make movies, right, with just AI generated characters
Yeah,
that are historically
biopics.
accurate to that person. You're not gonna need an actor.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a voice actor
Did you
with
guys see
that
the
person.
Boba Fett series with
Yes.
Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
same
yeah,
idea,
yeah.
but better.
I mean,
it's
come
getting
on.
better every day. It's
That's
getting
not-
better
that's
every day.
just the beginning.
They're
Yes.
working on it. Yeah. They'll
Yeah, I
get
can't
there.
wait.
They'll get there.
You're gonna redo all the biopics and documentaries and all that stuff with them. It's so cool.
And that's it, guys. We just wanted to keep it light today, have fun, talk
Definitely.
about some stuff that's right around the corner, right? We've got all kinds of cures coming out. There's not going to be people are just going to be able to
In our
it's going to be the
lifetime.
60s. By the 2060s, it's going to be like the 1960s.
Yeah, dude.
We're able to do whatever we want. Yeah, have sex with whoever you want, take whatever drugs you want, and party, right? It's working out like that.
Plan
Laws
B.
are getting more lax. Technology's making it, making consequence-free freaking...
It's funny, but it's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
23andMe selling what drugs I can take like really
It-
well.
yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
I
we're having a
banged this
blast.
Dirty chick got AIDS. Here's a pair.
Exactly. Yeah.
it's funny that, but
Here's
that's
your
true.
AIDS
Yeah.
vaccine.
There is a vaccine for AIDS,
Yes.
HIV now.
The
Yeah. yeah.
The mRNA technology is
It's
working
there,
on
guys,
AIDS
yeah.
next. In case
And
you
that's the
wanna know.
show. So we'll be
Deuces.
back next week.
Peace.
Same weed time, same weed place. #Weed Wednesday. Big Ace, JB,
Later.
Frankie Tate. See you. Peace.